Hey everybody, it's Russell from What Drives Us. Welcome to my review of the 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser. So, this is my 6th day with the Land Cruiser. I get 7 days. Goes Wednesday to Wednesday. Not that it matters, but you know, there you go. Details. It's, what time is it? Oh God, it says 5:45. I've been up for about an hour, just getting ready, getting the truck packed and everything. I'm heading out to the desert today because after 6 days of driving this vehicle, the one thing that I'm absolutely sure of is that it's home turf, its comfort zone, the place where it excels probably has little to do with asphalt. Now I'm going to find out. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe at the end of this day I'll be like, you know what? Stick to the road with the Land Cruiser. But I suspect I won't be saying that. So I'm headed out to the Anza-borrego desert a little before sunrise to check it out, see what it does. Let's get out into the sand, let's get out into the dirt, do some hills, and see if that's where this vehicle really shines. So let's talk about the Land Cruiser. The 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser is arguably Toyota's largest passenger vehicle, probably its heaviest, while there is no question this is a luxurious vehicle, it's an interesting combination of sort of rough and ready and luxury. There's no way to mistake this vehicle for a Lexus vehicle. Everything about it says Toyota, and I mean that in a good way. Bulletproof, reliable, really, I keep saying the same words for the same thing. I want to say robust. You know, the gorgeous seating, the leather seated, the aerated heated seats, the fold down seats in the back and whatnot are all very beautifully done. The dash is nice. There's a lot of features. All of the current safety features are here, but there's, I want to say, almost a conscious effort to eschew outright ornamentation, which is so appropriate for this vehicle. And I congratulate Toyota, which doesn't mean it's not decorated, that it's not beautiful. It is both. But the ostentatious touches that you would look for normally in a vehicle at this price level aren't there. And what this vehicle delivers for that price isn't appearance, it's performance. And that is hugely important in evaluating how this vehicle fits into your life and calculating its value. V8, not a big surprise. Automatic transmission with a number of ways to modify that automatic transmission for off-roading, which we'll get into later. It's a comfortable vehicle to drive. The electronically adjustable seats in the front, the seat memory, the steering wheel positioning are all very well done. It's very comfortable to drive. You sit, it's like riding around in a lifeguard's chair. I mean, I feel as though I'm floating about 8 feet above the road, and in fact, my eyes are about 8 feet above the road. It's a very tall positioned vehicle. Sunroof, there you go, which of course it's a fully opening sunroof as well. Acceleration is good, is strong. The technology is good. There's a couple of small hiccups. Oddly, there's a very large central touchscreen on the dash, but the resolution is really not good, interestingly enough, which is odd to me. Tactile controls for most of the functions. There's very little that is controlled solely through the touch screen. Steering wheel controls very nicely laid out, very well done. There are the usual host of switches down here by my left knee, which may or may not be important, but certainly aren't going to be adjusted while we're driving today. So, all in all, the Land Cruiser's well laid out. It is spacious, and I feel silly saying that, but you need to. This is an enormous car, and you're going to put as many humans in this as you probably need to and not have a problem with it, whatever row of seats they're in. There is 3-row seating. The back seats are removable, the third row, I should say, where you can store that or you can use that for storage, cargo, or you can just stack people up back there like cordwood if you like. It's a Land Cruiser after all. So here I am, just at almost 6 a.m., heading out on State Road 78, past the San Diego Wild Animal Park, leaving Escondido, headed towards the city of Ramona, of Julian, and then up and over the Laguna Mountains and into the Anza-borrego Desert. That's where we're going today. It's about 70 miles. Very, very twisty, turny, switchbacky thing. We'll change. There'll be a probably 5,000 foot altitude change, both up and down in that 70 miles. So I'm looking forward to it. I actually have not done this entire drive since I moved back to California last year. I did go up into the mountains with several of the review cars, the LC500H most notably. But I haven't dropped down into the desert yet, so I'm really looking forward to getting to the amazingly beautiful Anza-borrego Desert. This is the San Pasqual Valley, which you can't see, but maybe I'll show you some video of. It is an agricultural zone and is home to the San Diego Wild Animal Park, which is the northern outpost of the famous San Diego Zoo. And wow, let me tell you, the agricultural scent in the air is heavy this morning. Woo! Okay. Well, I'm awake now. Welcome to downtown Ramona, California. The first sort of little town that we'll stop at. We're not going to really stop here. We're just cruising through town. Ramona used to be a quaint little place up in the hills above Escondido. Nice windy switchback road, go up 1,000 feet or so. The exciting Turkey Inn that I've spent no small amount of time at, by the way. Anyway, now Ramona is part of, or part of Ramona is an enormous community called San Diego Country Estates that is all new condominiums and houses, and basically almost literally connects to San Diego now, where it used to be Ramona was the first mountain outpost on the way to the mountains. We're going to take the 78 continuing east, wind up through the hills to the small mountain community of Julian, and that is coming up shortly. So that's it. Just wanted to give you a little travelogue. Cloudy morning. The sun's obviously up, but behind the clouds, actually, I think sunrise is... I'm not sure what time sunrise is now that I say that. Let's look and see. What time is sunrise?
Sunrise was at 5:59 a.m. today.
Excuse me. Thank you, Siri. Sunrise was at 5:59. That was about 19 minutes ago. So you can kind of see what we're looking at here. It was sort of drizzly, rainy last night, and the remnants of that is still evident here and there. But Ramona among other things, is known for being a hot, dry place. So we just passed through San Isabel, California. It's a tiny little community, really not much of a community at all. A couple of markets, and I don't even know if they have a gas station. But famous for one thing, which is Dudley's Bakery and Dudley Bread, which is an amazing thing. And if you were lucky enough to grow up in San Diego and traveled through to Julian, you probably stopped at Dudley's and bought bread, because it's outstanding. Thus ends my commercial for Dudley's Bread. By the way, I was not paid by them, and the bastards were closed. More importantly, I've traveled about 34 miles, and I've gained about 2,500 feet in altitude. Heavy switchbacks, back and forth, going up into the mountains. I'm impressed by two things: 14.1 mpg, and how well this vehicle handles in these tight switchbacks. You would expect a vehicle this tall, this heavy, to have some kind of sway, to kind of feel like you were rolling over. There's none of that. The Land Cruiser handles remarkably well in tight corners very smoothly. You don't feel like you're about to be thrown out of the corner. You feel like you're very stable. That's saying something for a vehicle, again, of this size and weight. That's an achievement, suspension-wise and engineering-wise. And it is pleasant in every respect to drive on these twisty, turny little switchbacks, where you'll see small, low-to-the-ground cars stressing the corners. The Land Cruiser just glides through them effortlessly. That is impressive. So here we are in beautiful Julian, California. The jewel of the mountains. Now, I have no idea what it's called. Julian is famous for being here at the top of the Laguna Mountains, in between San Diego and the Borrego Desert, and famous for apple cider, apple pie. They grow a lot of apples up here. Yeah, other than that, it's a quaint little touristy thing. A little more touristy these days than it used to be. But, you know, it's always been a place where people come traditionally up when it snows and hang out up here and go, look, it snowed in San Diego. So there it is. It is also our last civilization stop, such as it is, before dropping down Banner Grade into the desert, which I am headed towards now. And we will check in again as that trip continues. You'll notice that the fog is heavy up here. Our heads are in the clouds. Oh, and there's a sign, Ocotillo Wells, 34 miles. That's where we're going, Ocotillo Wells. So there you go. The rain is still, the drizzle is still sort of omnipresent. And yeah, sharp curves the next 7 miles. That's putting it mildly, kids. That's putting it mildly. This is Banner Grade, and we're going to drop about 3,000 feet in 7 miles, and we will be down at the floor of the Anza-borrego Desert. So I'll check in with you then. I'm going to pay attention to driving. So that was the Banner Grade, friends, and I am dropping the last few feet into the Anza-borrego Desert, out of the Laguna Mountains, and that straight stretch of road before me heads to a place called Scissor Crossing, where 2 roads cross. And boy, isn't that important. Anyway, so here we are in the desert. We were in the mountains just like 10 minutes ago. Now we're in the desert. Welcome to San Diego, friends. It's the way it works. Let's go off-road. So the first part of any journey is getting there, and this is us in the Land Cruiser dropping down into the Anza-borrego Desert. 600,000 acres, the Anza-borrego Desert State Park. You can see on the map Julian and Banner up in the mountains. We drove on the Highway 78. You see Scissor Crossing, and then of course you might see Plum Canyon and Grapevine Canyon. First two things you get to when you cross into the park. Some of the video was shot at both of those, in washes in both of those locations. Love that spot. And it's a beautiful, beautiful park, by the way. Ocotillo Wells State Vehicle Recreation Area. That's where Blow Sand Hill is, the hill that we climb up that has the dunes on it. It's right next to Borrego, and it is an off-road vehicle park. You can take dune buggies and motorcycles and all sorts of anything you've made with a motor can drive on there. If, for instance, in Anza-borrego Desert, only highway legal vehicles can be driven off-road there. So actually a unique advantage for the Toyota Land Cruiser. So here I am in Anza-borrego. It's actually Grapevine Canyon. You just get off the road and you start driving. Now, this is just a path. This is not a road. This is not maintained. I see the signs, but believe me, these paths, there are hundreds of them, and they meander all over the place. And by no means are they that tamed. Many of them contain dangerous outcroppings of large rocks and all sorts of things. If there's any kind of weather, you'll see, the washes changing character significantly. And the amazing thing about the Land Cruiser is that it stood up to all of them marvelously. It just really, really smoothed out the road without taking the fun out. And if you've driven a truck or a dune buggy or something off-road, that jarring up and down and that shaking and stuff, after a while, your kidneys and your spine, they want to take a break. And the Land Cruiser does an amazing job of making it tolerable without taking the fun out. This is crossing a wash headed over to Blow Sand Hill at Ocotillo. You'll see here when I make another turn that it, and yeah, that's the way the desert looks out there. I mean, it's been driven over and whatnot, but it looks like that. So, yeah, I'm getting excited. You can tell. Woo! Because I love this part of the desert, and it's a lot of fun. So here I am, gonna make the final jump to start climbing up, and you can see Blow Sand Hill in the background. This is me. I think I'm down in the bottom of the wash now. I'm probably gonna have to start climbing up out of the wash because it's a fairly wide one. Yeah, and you can see the edge of the wash that I'm in. I'm going to climb up out of it, and Blow Sand Hill is directly ahead. It's over the fender that you're looking at in this video, and you can see the sand dune that kind of covers that side. This is a lot steeper than it looks right here, which is interesting. The wide-angle camera makes it all a lot more friendly. Again, I want to talk about the sure-footedness of the Land Cruiser. The ground clearance is amazing, but it's in sand, in gravel, in dirt, in rock, going over rocks, loose rocks and stuff. This thing really just powers through. And it's amazing how well it does it. Now, this is me. I'm actually already partway up the hill and about to make that sort of final run. And you'll see me kind of get some speed, look like I'm going to pick a line where to go, and kind of get towards the crest. Now, I don't go all the way up the summit. It's an expensive review vehicle. I'm not here to roll these things or bury them to the fenders in sand. I'm here to check it out, give it a little torture test, but it's not a destruction test. So I apologize that there isn't video of this thing flying through the air or climbing vertical walls. But as I like to point out, not every vehicle makes it to the top, and the Land Cruiser did a darn fine job of almost being at the top. And again, it didn't get stuck. I chose not to do that last 100 feet or so. So there it is at the top of Blow Sand Hill in the Ocotillo Wells State Vehicle Recreation Area.
here I am, again, going a little bit further up, and I'm going to go around a rock outcropping here and then start to head back down the hill. And again, the amazing thing is the Land Cruiser just keeps going. It's beyond words sometimes. You just go, well, maybe this time it'll hit something it doesn't like. Nope, not a problem. It just keeps on going. It doesn't hurt to have the creature comforts of the Land Cruiser out in the desert. It's not a bad thing. And finally, what I wanted to do was to do a little stop by at Akatia Wells' infamous landmark, the Iron Door Saloon. I've been there, I don't know how many times, in my youth and as an adult, and it is a genuine landmark. It is not a hipster thing that somebody created to look that way. No, the Iron Door just looks like that all the time, and it has for decades. I think the first time I was there was almost 40 years ago, so... Anyway, there is the Land Cruiser in front of the Iron Door in Akatia Wells, in the desert, doing its thing.
So, I'm back at Escondido. It's 153 miles there and back, counting the messing around I did in the sand. And ending MPG is 14.7, which, frankly, is impressive. Keep in mind, we went from 600 feet altitude to about 5,000 feet to below sea level, back up to 5,000 feet and back down. Now, obviously, the down part makes it easy, but the up and the driving in the desert stuff is not economical fuel-wise. It is not a fuel-efficient way to travel. So it's impressive that the Land Cruiser did what it did and delivered the MPG that it did. And again, in a vehicle that is clearly in no way, shape, or form designed to be efficient, it is for its class of vehicle. I think the other thing that I come away with today is how pleasant the Land Cruiser is. The cabin is very quiet. It is silent. That is super, super nice. Just because I'm in a big, ostensibly off-road vehicle doesn't mean I want to hear everything. And this vehicle is very quiet. I think that's a huge plus. It's comfortable. I've been driving for most of the last 5 hours, and I'm good. My back is in good shape. I'm not exhausted. I don't feel fatigued, like, oh, I can't take any more of this. And keep in mind, I haven't been driving on the freeway. I've been going up and down mountains and in switchbacks and stuff. So that's, again, a testament to the comfort, the ergonomics that the Land Cruiser offers. All in all, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that I like it. Toyota, in general, builds very nice quality vehicles. But this is so outside of my wheelhouse. Size and purpose, everything else. This is not really the kind of stuff that I do. But this has been a wonderful car to drive. And it made a trip to the desert and back really pleasant. When I expected to be worn out and beat up, I'm not. I'm fine. Again, a testament to the ergonomics of this vehicle that it does that. 14.7 mpg, I'm still kind of blown away. It's crazy. So the usual question, would I recommend this vehicle? Oh, hell yeah. This is, without a doubt, a special purpose vehicle. Given the price at $87,000, $4,000 above the base model, given the size and the technology, the driving technology, the drivetrain technology that Toyota's built into this, that is just there. It's seamless. It's invisible. Yeah, this is actually a really strong value. If such is your desire, fantastic. Now, just because I am who I am, I'll rant a bit. If you live in a large urban area and you buy one of these and you never take it off into the dirt, why? You're allowed to. Don't get me wrong. You are totally allowed to. But why? Because this thing really sings when it's off-road, when it's smoothing out incredibly torturous terrain, when it's navigating dirt and rocks and hills, uphills and downhills. Why someone would want to drive this on asphalt 100% of the time is beyond me. It's a wonderful vehicle to do. Don't get me wrong. It's, like I said, it's comfortable. It's all of that. It just seems like you're missing out. And you are missing out if you don't take this thing off-road, because it's a blast. No. Thanks for watching. That's been our review of the 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser. As always, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/whatdrivesus. You can find us on Twitter at whatdrivesus. You can find us on Instagram. We are at What Drives Us Show. All one word, no spaces, no underscores, no punctuation. At What Drives Us Show on Instagram. Where you would have seen my uploaded from the desert shots of me tooling around out in the dirt. And of course, the main place, the place where you're probably watching this now, or at least linked to it, is youtube.com/whatdrivesus. Please subscribe there. If you enjoy our reviews, that is the best way you can support what we do, because those subscriber numbers are hugely helpful. So youtube.com/whatdrivesus. Go there, subscribe. Feel free to leave questions, ask comments, tell me what a jerk I am. I hear it all the time. And I'm more than happy to admit when I make mistakes and defend myself when I think I'm right. So, thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon with another car. Drive safe.